How are you guys doing? This is Ryan, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Bitcoin Cash and is it undervalued? If you look at coinfairvalue.com, you'll actually see that they have it worth $1,822.58. And they use different metrics. They use fundamental metrics.
The fundamentals of business. Mental is a part of the word. I have underlined it. Because you're mental, if you don't have a good time, you have to enjoy it.
All jokes aside, they look at real usage, transaction speeds, money velocity, daily transactions, and from this they build intrinsic value that they think is in the coin, not speculation. And it's actually at the top of the website. They say it's not speculative values, this is a formula we use for real intrinsic adoption value. So I want to jump into that and more. And if you look at the website, it actually shows that a lot of coins are actually extremely overvalued by today's market conditions in the bull market. So that's the topic for today's video. Let's jump into it. If you find value in today's video, please make sure to give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more cryptocurrency, stock market, financial freedom type content, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and also tap that notification bell so you get a notification every week when I upload. So it's very fascinating to see that Bitcoin Cash is not doing very well. It's actually falling out of the top 10 top projects in total market cap. Typically in the past, Bitcoin Cash has been a top 5 project, but right now we're seeing all kinds of DeFi projects come to the top, and Binance is past it, and Litecoin's ahead of it now. We're seeing all this occur, and Bitcoin Cash isn't getting the big boom like a lot of the other coins are, but yet the fundamentals are improving. So we want to see why and how the fundamentals are improving, and is it just bad sentiment? So historically, Bitcoin Cash has had a lot of bad sentiment because it was a hard fork off of Bitcoin. And a lot of people try to claim it was an attack on Bitcoin. But if you really go back and look at it, Bitcoin became so popular because it was great electronic cash. It did not become popular for being a store of value. And actually, I argue if a coin came out today and said, we're just gonna be a store of value coin, they would not get massive adoption. The real reason that Bitcoin got a lot of adoption is because it was great electronic cash. And actually, if you go all the way back to 2014, it was so popular, you had Expedia accepting it, Microsoft, PayPal, a bunch of other huge companies, Virgin, Dell, were all accepting Bitcoin as payment because it was good electronic cash. But then when Bitcoin got so popular in 2017, it became sluggish and slow and expensive because it was trying to fill small blocks, 1 megabyte blocks. So there was part of the community that wanted to keep Bitcoin fast and quick to deal with all of the popularity and transactions on the network, because this is how they became so popular. But somehow the store of value crowd said no. Bitcoin does not need to raise its block size, we'll come up with off-chain solutions, and this has allowed Bitcoin to lose a lot of market share in my opinion. It was on such velocity and becoming so popular, and I really find it fascinating that if the Bitcoin crowd that wanted to keep Bitcoin as a fast, reliable currency, if they were able to keep the BTC ticker and not get pushed out, and instead they pushed out the store value crowd, I think Bitcoin would actually be much higher in value, and I think the store value coin would be much lower. But this will all play out in history. Both coins are having fundamental successes. So Bitcoin is getting large institutions to hold capital, and actually corporations are using Bitcoin on their balance sheet to store value rather than cash. You're seeing Bitcoin Cash doing essentially as many transactions daily as Bitcoin does on the same network, even though it's a much bigger project. And while it's doing the same amount of transactions as Bitcoin, it's only got 1% of the value. This was actually pointed out to me when I was reading Kim.com, who recently endorsed Bitcoin Cash. If you don't know who Kim.com is, he's actually the founder of Mega Upload, which used to be one of the largest websites in the world. They used to have 50 million people go across it. It was actually responsible for 4% of the website traffic until it was seized by the American government for supposedly copyright infringement. It was a website similar to YouTube, and I guess some people are putting up content that was copyrighted, but that happens all the time on large platforms. But anyways, this guy is such a tech entrepreneur, he actually changed his last name to .com. His real last name is not .com, he changed that. But he's recently become a huge advocate of Bitcoin Cash being great electronic cash. And in this past year, we saw Roger Ver raised $200 million to build infrastructure on top of Bitcoin Cash. And from there, we've seen something called Noise.Cash come to life. It's actually a social platform where you can post content, just like on Twitter, for example, and if people really enjoy your content, they can tip you in Bitcoin Cash. And I actually recently went on there and posted a couple things, and people tipped me for my comments in Bitcoin Cash. I think it's a really neat content. Like if you were to be an influencer or have a platform and you provide a lot of good content, people could just press a button and send you a tip for providing value in their life. Again, it's called Noise.Cash. You can follow me on there. My name's Ryan Giffen with no space in between. They already have over 50,000 users, and so many Bitcoin Cash transactions are going on because you can send Bitcoin Cash for a fraction of a penny. And transactions are confirmed extremely fast. And actually in the next week or so, I'm gonna have for one of my businesses accept Bitcoin Cash as payment as well, because that's where you really see the magic of cryptocurrencies. It's such great currency. And again, that's where the fundamental and intrinsic value comes from, is the user experience, the adoption of it, merchants accepting it, people using it in commerce. That's the whole concept of cryptocurrency. And I think as the market becomes more and more aware of this, that Bitcoin Cash is a real ecosystem of merchants taking place, that it's gonna explode in value. Now in normal market cycles, Bitcoin Core goes first, followed by Ethereum. Ethereum has essentially gone to the moon, or it's recently passed its previous all-time high, only by 20%. I expect Ethereum to double in the next month or so. But after Ethereum, I think a lot of the other top alts will rise as investors look for other places to get higher rates of return. And people are gonna look at Bitcoin Cash with having great fundamentals, but yet hasn't had the price appreciation it deserves. And any kind of value investor will look at this. So I think cryptocurrency is gonna have a great year and it's gonna go parabolic. There's still a lot of opportunity to make money. And in my opinion, Bitcoin Cash is a great place to do that. And all of this is strictly my opinion, not financial advice. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Do you see value in Bitcoin Cash? Have you downloaded a Bitcoin Cash wallet? I really suggest doing it, and you can see the cool feature of cryptocurrencies. Yeah, it's fun to trade it and make money, but to actually see the utility and how cheap and easy it is to send money and hold a finite asset that's not destroyed by governments and inflation, I think that is a really neat thing. And I'm excited to see future entrepreneurs do things like Noise.Cash and Kim.com get involved, and other great entrepreneurs build things on top of Bitcoin Cash. And really, I'm an advocate for any cryptocurrency that is trying to do something innovative in a decentralized way. And I really think that Bitcoin Cash got a bad rap from forking off of Bitcoin. It was not an attack on Bitcoin, it was a different philosophic way to go, and unfortunately they weren't able to control the ticker BTC, so they had to rebuild the whole community from nothing, but with the same fundamentals and the same philosophy behind it. So for me, it's a screaming buy. It's my second largest position next to Ethereum. And as Ethereum runs, I'm thinking about diversifying some of that money into Bitcoin Cash. But if you want to see my whole crypto portfolio, I'll link that video here. And I'll keep this video rather short. If you guys want to follow me on Instagram, hit me up in the DMs. I'll put my handle here, artgiffin89. And as always, guys, I'll be back next week and I'll see you in my next one.